Hello, everyone. Good morning. At least in Europe, where I'm staying, it is still morning. I'm super happy to welcome you to the second webinar of the Why a Customer Data Platform is Essential for E-commerce Marketing series. Today, we're gonna discuss automation, which is basically living heart of CDP platform such as Sales Manager. We will wait. We will slowly start the webinar because I see that there are still new joiners. Please, if you could let me know if you can hear me and correctly and see my screen, that would be amazing if you could do that. Just type in your answer on the chat. Okay, thank you. I got a feedback that everything is fine. Just a quick recap for those of you who attended the previous webinar. Recently, we discussed the email area and why you need CDP to make your email great again. We saw multiple examples and case studies of how to use information about customers to make emails more influential to give them more impact. How to go from unpersonalized weak email, as you can see on your left hand side of the screen, how to go to beautiful tailored email as the one on the right hand side. It's good to be aware of those facts. We will be touching some points, some information that were shared on that previous webinar. However, the webinar is structured the way you can benefit it without knowing what was in episode 1. So just to structure it a little bit, we will say hello. We will discuss the importance of automation in general in e-commerce marketing. Then we will go into customer data for automation and how to use it. Then we will take a sneak peek at workflow automation, because this is I think the most popular way of implementing automation in e-commerce right now, implementing it through platforms like, let's say, Sales Manager. Then we will see where the synergy comes from in merging automation and customer data from customer data platform. We will take a look at best practices for workflow automation and quickly go through 1 or 2 case studies, because I know you are here for the good stuff, potatoes and meat, not a weak salad. So I'm here to deliver. For those of you who haven't attended my webinars, a quick introduction. My name is Maya. I'm product marketing manager here at Sales Manager. I'm related to this company since 2015. I'm a huge marketing nerd, marketing enthusiast. I'm a strategist, content nerd. But on top of that, I also have some private life where I'm tattooed artist, reader, and graduate of University of Science and Technology. Just a few random facts if you want to know me a little bit better. Feel free to hit me on LinkedIn. I'm always more than happy to get new awesome people in my network. So yeah, Maja Kowalska, if you wanted to know the last name. So let's dive in. Why automation is important in e-commerce marketing? That's actually a good question, because I'm not sure where you studied marketing, sales. Was it just real life or any kind of school? Many people believe that good product will be the marketing for itself. The proof is in the pudding. But knowing that we live in a world practically without boundaries, without borders, sorry, not boundaries, without borders, where you can at any point order anything from the other end of the world, makes e-commerce as industry very competitive, because you are not competing only with local vendors. Like, for example, you have a local apparel store in, let's say, Warsaw or Zagreb or Berlin, and you compete only with other locals that have other stores in the same area. If you enter online world, you start competing with the whole wide world. Any person with internet access is can find something that interests them with the right price, with the right pattern, size, time of delivery, within few clicks. Google, smartphones, laptops, personal computers that are very popular right now made that possible a few years ago. So that increases, first of all, that widens your options, but also increases the difficulty of running such a business. And if you imagine the amount of data that is going through internet every day, every hour, every minute, you will instantly realize that it's simply impossible for one marketer, to process that data and make the most out of it. That's why we need support in form of automation, marketing automation platforms or tools. And that's the absolute basics right now, because we need someone or something to process the data for us. We cannot be there on our website looking at every single pixel that a customer might clicked a second ago. We need something with infinite patience and something that is super accurate and can track those tiny breadcrumbs, tiny digital footprints, and process them, and then give us something actionable. For example, big green button that says sell to this particular person at this point. That's my dream, by the way, as a marketer. If I was working at eCommerce, I would love to have this green button. What numbers says? Companies that start using automation, they see improvement. 41% of respondents of Deloitte's study said they are using automation extensively or across multiple functions in their companies. Many companies said that they are implementing intelligent automation at scale, which is more than 50 automations. Some of them said that they are only implementing it right now, which is and have a few processes, several processes automated. Some are piloting, but as you can see, the tendency, the trend is towards implementing automation rather than ditching it. So definitely it's a trend worth well, trend, it's not trend anymore, but it's something worth your attention, especially knowing that lost productivity and poorly managed leads cost companies $1 trillion annually. So some of those costs could be saved with proper database automation software. So on one hand, you have increased productivity and better results. On the other hand, you have a lot of money lost due to human error or lack of reaction in real time, or poor database management. So that's a first glimpse, and I think it goes without saying, at this point, automation is something that every e-commerce should be at least considering, if not implementing right now. From our own observation, automation is very good for e-commerce. After the first 3 months, our customers see 17% revenue growth on average. After 6 months, it is 33%. After 12 months, it is 38%. So you can see the results instantly. And these are not results like clicks on Facebook or clicks in emails. This is actual revenue growth, which is what matters the most at the end of the day. The investment our customers made in our platform, it came back 20-fold after only 12 months. So I think it speaks for itself. So and it grows, that the effects are seen across multiple areas, like for example database growth, better time to value for the e-commerces, better scalability of marketers' efforts. So definitely it can improve their quality of their work in many areas. So that was just pure automation. What customer data has to do with it? I'm glad you asked, probably in your heads. So customer data is something that fuels the automation. I mean, of course, we can all implement simple automations, such as someone clicked this button and left their email, send them email. But this is just a bare minimum, like after downloading an ebook or finalizing the transaction, send email with transaction summary or send the said ebook. But at this point, come on, we can do so much more, because customers leave tons of data. It's first-party data, zero-party data. In some cases, it's third-party data. However, due to the incoming Google ban for third-party cookies, we are moving naturally towards, we gravitate towards zero and first-party data, which are the information that customer leaves on a website of a company that's going to be using them. And it can be information that is collected automatically, such as clicks, views, what a person saw on the website, what they clicked, what they added to their wish list. This is first-party data, and zero-party data is something even more intimate, which is information that customers shared willingly with the company. Like, for example, through a survey, you ask them, do you have a cat or a dog or a goldfish? And they said, yeah, I do have a dog. Their name is Fluffy, and he's a huge love ball, and they eat kibble. And I buy this and this brand, and monthly I spend this and this amount of money for my dog. This is zero-party data. Spoiler alert, this one is the most precious for good, intimate marketing based on real consent and strong relationships of a brand or online store with their customers. So as you can see, please, I know there's a lot happening on the screen. Just take a look on the green part. The green part on the left-hand side of the screen. You can see all types of data that can be gathered. And this is the fuel. You gather preferences, financial data, demographic data, consents, website behavior. Sometimes you can have access to social media behavior. Like, for example, someone clicked this ad on Facebook and got redirected to my website, or you have Facebook audience data or something like that. And you have this big ball of entangled information. Customer data platform makes it a little bit more organized. Okay, I see that we have a question. What is zero-party data? I think that I already answered it, but just to recap for a person asking, zero-party data is every piece of information that a customer willingly shares with a brand. It can be information such as their preferences if it comes to the goods you are selling, or for example their preferences towards vacation plans, how much they are willing to spend. Everything you can ask a person and they will give you an answer. It can be in form of a number or something more of a quality description. So everything you can learn about your customer through dialogue with them. It can be gathered through pop-ups, questionnaires, quizzes, customer preference centers, things like that. I hope that answers the question even more deeply. If something needs more clarification, please just let me know, and I will try to be even more specific. So once we have this pile of data, zero-party data, first-party data, third-party data, it's a shame to just leave it like this. It should be working. It should be fueling processes that can result in a really good marketing. So first of all, it needs to be detangled. And customer data platform does that for you through internal algorithms, AI, machine learning. They learn how to sort the data and assign it to proper contact cards. So you can have this 360 view of every single customer or user or person on your website, and can start a dialogue with them. First of all, you need segmentation, scoring, and dynamic segments for them, because you need to know who's in your database. So customer data platform can use this data to segment people and add tiny labels or tags or points, scoring points to their cards, so they can qualify to certain marketing actions. And now the magic happens, because we go to the automation, because you can train or instruct your marketing automation platform to do certain actions for certain people in different channels. So you can, for example, say this group, this segment that we spotted through customer data should be exposed to, let's say, a seasonal sale information. And then you can send this information to exactly these people in the channels they prefer, because probably you already have this data. You can also use information about people clicking specific things and watching, browsing specific things in your e-commerce, that they are interested in those things but never bought them, but they are keep browsing and browsing similar things. So you can start showing them pop-ups or banners with personalized recommendations. You can send them emails with personalized recommendations, and that's how customer data can become a fuel for your marketing. Then you can process it even further. You can take an extra step and use it for analytics and further optimization. You can A/B test your actions. You can predict customer lifetime value. You can use it in so many ways to learn even more about your customers as a group and as individuals. And knowing that, you can start gathering even more data that will be more accurate and can fuel your marketing for even better actions. I know this one looks a little bit linear, but in my head is a flywheel. It's something that keeps going and going, and the more you do it, the more accurate you are, the better intimacy you build with your customers. So that's the first answer you probably wanted to hear from me. That this is how customer data can fuel your automations. Let's go to the next slide. How it can look like IRL. For example, person marks something in customer preference center. That's the top left picture. They can browse something using a search bar on in your online store. All these information will end up on their contact card and will give you even more details about this specific person. And as you, I don't mean you as a person, because you don't need to study every single customer card, because your trained marketing automation platform will do that for you. And once an information appears on this contact card, is assigned to this specific person, a system knows that they can send them, for example, beautiful and fully personalized email using those exact details to show recommendations, to invite them for a face-to-face event in a specific location, to send them a bundle offer that they will be interested in. I would say it's pretty cool. I'm not sure how about you, but for me, it looks a little bit like magic that we didn't know a few years ago. What are the examples of automated processes specific for e-commerce and really, really good for e-commerce marketing? For sure, on top of my list, there will be cart abandonment recovery. While browsing internet, we tend to have attention span of a goldfish or 3 years old. We don't pay attention to whatever is next to whatever is in front of us. We get distracted easily. It's because of the chemistry of our brains and nervous system. So we can be doing absolutely amazing shopping list and putting stuff in our cart in this online store we found through long process of researching different stores online. And then something happens, like for example, someone calls us. So we leave the laptop, go with our phone on the balcony, chat for half an hour with, let's say, our spouse who needs to talk, or whoever calls us at the moment, maybe a boss, maybe a mom, name it. And then we forget about the purchase. We just switch off the laptop because we need a break, because the conversation might have been heavy emotionally, so we need to prepare a nice cup of tea or have a walk or pet our dog, whatever. And then this absolutely amazing process of purchasing stuff in this specific e-commerce has such a low priority. We can even forget about it at all. We remember a few days after. So we, instead of going back through history of our browser, we just Google it from scratch. Excuse me, I need a sip of tea. And I'm back. So marketing automation can prevent the loss of potential customers, because the person I described in this tiny case study, they were ready to buy. They were almost a customer, and something distracted them. So when we have something that will track those actions, track those lost transactions, it can react automatically and reminds people, hey, you have some stuff in your cart. You spent so much time picking those scarves and gloves and whatever is in that cart. Maybe you should finish the transaction. Here's the discount code for you. If you do it within the next 2 hours, it will be even cheaper. Another one is cross-selling and upselling. That's one of the techniques that will help you increase average order value, which will result in higher income in the online store. Cross-selling and upselling, very old techniques. The good clerks in brick and mortar stores use them. Like, for example, you go to the store to buy shoes, and the person sees that your wallet is, bigger than just for shoes. So they show you a belt, gloves, matching gloves, maybe a hat that will go well with the shoes, maybe some tools to maintain those shoes, like something to polish them, polishing paste, stuff like that. This is cross-selling. And upselling, even better technique. It's selling to a customer who already has open wallet and is willing to buy something. They do that in McDonald's, for example. They can ask you, do you want to supersize it? Because you are already buying. the worst case scenario, you will buy what you intended. But if they ask you, do you want for a simple $1, do you want to supersize this set? You can say yes. They will give you a bigger set and you will pay more. This is upselling. So, and it can be beautifully implemented with automation in e-commerce. Win-back campaigns. Oftentimes we have a huge base of customers, but only 5% of them are active. What to do, you ask? Then you can run a win-back campaign. You can segment people to those who stopped purchasing a while ago, but were very good buyers, very good customers, probably even the ones that gave you a high NPS score or were giving good reviews. And then you can start messaging them. Hi, dear customer, we miss you at our store. We remember that you like this and this, so we have a special bundle offer for you because we would love to keep our relationship alive. So yeah, you can react if a person stops purchasing for a certain amount of time. And if you know the life cycle of your customers, you can probably name that time and know when you should start to worry that the customer stopped purchasing. Next, you have retargeting. Very good thing to increase conversion, because we browse tons of stuff online. And if we browse it, we are somehow, or at least a little bit, interested in it. So if we keep seeing something for a few days, it becomes familiar, and the purchase intent grows and grows inside our brains. So at some point, we are ready to purchase, finally, after a few days of seeing the same, let's say, ring or a watch over and over again. So obviously we want stuff to be easy, so we will click whatever is in front of us. If it's in our inbox or in, let's say, ad network, we will click if we wanted to buy it and we are ready to purchase and it's in front of us, we will click it. So retargeting is a very powerful technique, and it can be implemented with marketing automation. Marketing automation can help us manage loyalty programs, sending incentives, sending catalogs with prizes, sending celebration emails like, oh, you are now our gold VIP super duper customer and we cherish it and we want to do something crazy and amazing for you. You can automate customer onboarding if you have products that require a little bit more explanation or maintenance, or in general might require a little bit more of communication than crate of milk. So, however, now I'm thinking I could do onboarding for crate of milk as well. Recipes, whatever you can do with that milk. Yeah, that could be a nice thing to bond with customers. So yeah, this one is very powerful. It sets the foundation for a very long-term customer relationship and increases customer lifetime value, because if a customer feels like they are being taken care of since day one, they will be more willing to come back and purchase from you, because they will feel safe, they will feel seen, heard, and in general, they will feel more special than with other brands. And customers, they of course purchase products, but they also purchase the whole experience. And if the experience is impeccable, they will be coming back for more, because they will feel good with such experience. So yeah, definitely automated processes have their place in e-commerce marketing. Now let's go to workflow process. I'm not sure how many of you had a chance to build a beautiful workflow already. At this moment, this is probably the easiest way to build advanced automated processes and implement them, because it is easy, visual, and basically drag and drop. And I will get into that in a few seconds. Just for those of you who hear this, hear about this concept for the first time. Marketing automation workflow is a series of events and responses designed to streamline and automate marketing processes. For example, if a person downloads something from your webpage, like a lookbook in apparel store, marketing automation platform can remember this information, and once you have a lookbook for a new season, they can automatically send it to this particular customer. Or for example, it can send a series of automated emails including beautiful sets and photo shoots from this lookbook. So something happens, the conditions are met, and something next happens as a response. Key concepts: use triggers, conditions, actions to build processes. Use blocks to build the whole process. Set up cross-channel campaigns, which means you don't need to focus on a linear process of routing a person through one channel. At some point, you can start developing the process and adding different channels so they can work together rather than existing next to each other. And the third concept, use customer data for perfect omnichannel execution, which means use this fuel you already have, you are already gathering, to make the processes even better. What it will do to your marketing? Well, if you have a lot of processes next to each other, they might look a little bit like this thingy on the left. It's atrocious, and it gives me an itch I cannot scratch on the back of my head. I'm more of a right-handed side picture kind of a person. I prefer stuff to be organized, because then if something doesn't work, if you have bottlenecks, if you have leaking sales funnel, you can easily spot stuff through tests, through analysis. You can easily tell where something doesn't work like it should be working, and you can easily replace just one thing instead of detangling this hot mess of cables that is just a bunch of processes. So workflows organize processes and allows you to build very advanced flows of messages and reactions in different channels across the time. IRL, it looks very easy, almost effortlessly. Just a brief visualization for you. Just take blocks, pick stuff you want to do. You set a few of those things, and then you connect them. You start, you set the event that will trigger whatever happens. Then you can choose to wait a little bit. Then you can pick the condition and set action, and then finish the workflow, and that's it. That's done. That's the whole workflow. I know this one is very simple, but it's very simple to build one. That's why I wanted to make it a little bit more interactive for you. The impact it has on your e-commerce marketing is very tangible. 77% of marketers generate more leads and see higher conversion with marketing automation. 65% they say they can reduce human error by as much as 65%, and that's a lot. That's a lot, because those streams of data are huge, and human error is something that happens on a daily basis if you don't have the right tools to manage it. You can reduce inefficiency costs. You can reduce the inefficiency that costs businesses a lot of money. So as a result, you can build better customer journey. You can be more efficient. You can work the lean way, which means you can be more impactful with the same resources you have at the beginning of the process. And now let's bring that together, which is automation and customer data platform. Just to recap, CDP gathers all information declared, behavioral, transactional on a contact card, and put it in as this complex 360 view of every single customer, and that can be used in automation, especially workflow automation, because, for example, you can see that something happens, basic information is modified on the contact cards, like, for example, a person changes their number or the number of pets they have, or, for example, preference towards color of shirts they want to purchase. So then you can react to that. If that changes, you can immediately send them proper recommendation or proper email or proper offer in any channel you might want to use. So this information can be translated directly to whatever actions you want to make in your e-commerce. And it doesn't narrow down to only sending messages, because it can enhance website experience, whole customer journey. It can also be used for campaign management, so you can onboard new users, as I already said, recover shopping carts, build product refill and win back journeys. Like, for example, if you have something, if you sell something that you know will be used after X days or months, you can build their refill campaigns. You can give special offers to loyal customers. You can do something more seasonal, like, for example, Black Friday or Christmas campaign, and it will be automated. It will be working in the background. You just need to check if it's working. If not, optimize it a little bit more. Or if you want it to be more efficient, you can add something or take away something from the process. With workflow, it's really easy because you just have those blocks and you can move them. So yeah, many processes, many things can be powered by CDP to drive even better results. What are the best practices for this workflow automation, CDP-driven workflow automation? First of all, if you want to do it, identify repetitive tasks like sending emails or checking abandoned carts or whatever can happen in your e-commerce. Create a diagram, which is, imagine what, in ideal world, what would you like to happen in such situation? Build this workflow, implement it, deploy it, test it, train your people to do that, and to repeat, to copy the success of this specific workflow at a scale, and measure it, track key performance indicators, KPIs, and see if it works. If not, optimize. If it works, copy it and implement in different areas. How to identify those processes? That's also another question. Well, check your tasks, then see what can be automated. Consider input, outputs. What do you need to start this as a process? What do you want as an outcome for this process? Identify sub-workflows. Maybe, for example, you have this huge process for win-back campaign, like activation of dormant customers, but it can include like tiny loop of re-education of those customers. This will be sub-workflow, and it can be implemented separately, because maybe this one can work in also different areas. So you can copy this particular sub workflow and use it in different places and build it separately. Create logical loops in the workflow, because if this then that is the way you build the whole process. Figure out what should be triggering what action, what event should be triggering what action. Maybe there are some conditions that need to be met. Let's go back to this abandoned cart use case. Something happens, person has stuff in their cart and they don't purchase, but maybe you should wait a little bit, because it's normal that a person has to check some stuff, like for example balance on their account or something. So don't send abandoned cart email 5 seconds after they do not purchase. Maybe you should wait like 12 hours or 6 hours. So these are those logical loops and conditions that need to be implemented in those processes. And yeah, use it as much as you can. There's no limit. You can automate anything you desire in your e-commerce, as long as it can be diagrammed and described the way marketing automation platform understands it. So yeah, have fun with it. That's my that's my advice. What are key strategies for integrating Git across various channels? First of all, focus on single customer view. Because if you will start doing workflows for huge groups, they won't be as impactful. If you base that on hyper-personalization and single customer view, they will always be spot on. You will recommend exactly those products you need to recommend to the specific person if you have data. So to do that, you need to gather the right data. Focus on what kind of processes you want to automate, then consider this input we mentioned a few seconds ago, and figure out what kind of data you should be gathering. Because for, let's say, recommendations, you will need behavioral data, whatever people do on your website, but maybe also you should be asking them, what are your preferences? What is the group of items you would like recommendations? You would like to see recommendations of. You can use customer preference center to gather this kind of information. You can ask a person, would you like to see recommendations of hats, or maybe shirts, or maybe shoes or sandals? You can ask them and they will give you information, because people don't want too many information. They actually appreciate clarity and some form of essentialism in marketing, because we are exposed to so much information throughout the day, that it brings us to informational fatigue, and we cannot make that many decisions throughout the day. So the better are the recommendations, the less decisions they need to make. They just choose between, I like this or this hat or this hat, instead of, do I want to see a hat, or maybe do I want to see a car, or maybe do I want to see a watch? No, they just choose between 2 hats they might like. That's easier decision. Hyper-personalization, I already mentioned that. Do not focus on personalizing for groups, personalize for people. Everyone wants to feel special. I do have a pet, but if you start sending me recommendations for pet owners, I might not be super interested, especially if you send me shampoo for horses, because I don't have a horse, I have 2 cats. If you send me cat food recommendations, this is interesting for me. So do not personalize for groups, personalize for people. Do one-to-one personalization, hyper-personalization. Omnichannel, that's in my head, it goes without saying, but I might want to develop a little bit on that. We as customers, and right now I'm talking about us as parts of this group, we switch between channels almost naturally and instinctively. These days, we use smartphones, we visit malls, we browse stuff on laptops, we check our emails. These are different channels: online, offline, email, website, you name it. And if I will keep seeing the same message across the channels, not optimized for any of them, that might not be super impactful for me. I prefer the messages to follow me through the channels. So for example, I can see something from top of the funnel on my smartphone, because that's the first touch point I have for a specific process. And I recognize a problem. Maybe I will realize that I might need some sort of solution for that. Then maybe I am browsing something on the internet, and then I can see some middle of the funnel information from the same process on the laptop. So maybe a video, or maybe a piece of content that will be easier to consume on laptop, maybe an email or something like that, or website that is beautiful and will give me a lot of information. And then maybe I will get, let's say, web push information about from the bottom of the funnel, which is closer to transaction, that will tell me that the thing I was browsing, the thing I was interested in, is right now on sale. So maybe I should click that and check it. Or maybe I will receive an in-app message while I'm in a mall because I'm close to the store, and they will invite me for to check those specific items because they have special bundle price for 3 items, just from top of my head. So focus on omni-channel, but to follow customers rather than bomb them with the same information throughout the channels. Next thing to consider is right content, because not all content is for all people. Some people will prefer short bite-sized content like tapas, like something that you can consume in a few seconds. Those will be people who like TikToks and shorts and maybe tiny infographics or graphics with a little bit of text on them. Some people will absolutely appreciate longer reviews or maybe expert advice on something in form of, let's say, YouTube video or podcast, because that's their channel of preference. Focus on preparing the right content to promote the stuff across the channels and figure out the right distribution of this content, because content itself, that's one of the pitfalls of inbound marketing. Inbound is absolutely amazing, but if you don't take care of the right distribution, you can be there with your beautiful content that is helpful and gives a lot of value to a customer, but the customers won't come because they have no idea that content exists. So figure out the distribution, and automation through workflows can grant you that, because you will be in charge of the distribution of the right content for your target group. And the last one, that might not be super obvious because we're still trying to figure out on a technical level how to react in real time. Some things are already happening in real time, some things we are trying to figure out, but the closer you react to the trigger occurrence, the better the results you will have. Because as we were discussing, well, mostly I was discussing, the more distracted we get on the internet, and that's natural because everything is shiny and bright and designed to pump us with dopamine, which will make us distracted ADHD 3-year-old children in no time. So the sooner the reaction comes, the more we remember what we were doing. So I clicked something and then I got information. Oh, okay, I can connect the dots. But I clicked something, saw something, and then a week later I get an information and I'm super surprised because I already don't remember what I was having for breakfast that day, not to mention something I browsed randomly a week ago. So real time is also something worth considering, especially with stuff using newer technologies like the newer Angular, for example. They are super good with real-time or near real-time reaction for some events in your online store. Okay, case studies. Let's go briefly through them. Just so you know, you can download those case studies from Sales Manager website. That's why I won't be diving super deep into them. I highly encourage you to just download them and study them on your own. However, just wanted to show you how an eCommerce can use automation for its benefits. So let's take Converse. We cooperate with one of the resellers, and they had a few challenges and decided to give a try to Salesman-Go. Salesman-Go's omnichannel capabilities to engage users across multiple touch points. And these include email, web push, text messages, social media channels. So they can ensure precise targeting and reaching users at the right time. That's what I said a few seconds ago. Right time, close to real time. So definitely this one was the case. Also, they used segmentation heavily. Modules like RFM, which is recency, frequency, monetary value segmentation, dynamic segments. They wanted to target efficiently and carefully selected groups of customers to deliver very personalized offers and tailored to preferences to every single person that might want to use them. So they also prepared beautiful birthday campaigns and gave dedicated special offers to the people they wanted to cherish. So in short, challenges they had were activation and segmentation. They needed to adapt the offer and the method of communication individually for each client, because sneakers, you have multiple resellers of popular sneakers, so they needed to be special. They needed to show up and step out of the noise. Maintaining brand loyalty and the number of transactions they were already doing. So brand loyalty is also a big thing. People, especially from younger generations, are not always so loyal to brands. They might like a brand, but they are not always staying with it. They needed to automate some processes and implement good practices to make it all happen. They wanted a good omni-channel communication that will be engaging for their recipients. So yeah, that were the challenges. The implementation, they decided for abandoned cart recovery. Of course, from automation processes, they implemented multiple different things as well. So they implemented abandoned cart recovery, multi-channel post-visit retargeting, campaigns activating inactive users, which is win-back campaigns, recommendations after purchase, which is cross-sell, upsell, depends on the recommendation. And the effects, as you can see, they were quite stunning. They saw more than 3.5 K of ROI, K% of ROI for marketing automation. The transactions supported by the specific platform, and I'm referring to Salesman-Go because I have an insight and I know what numbers this platform can get. The transactions supported by Salesman-Go account for over 55% of the revenue. There was a nice and visible increase in contact database. It was 28% per year, more than a quarter. That's a nice effect. And they had higher open rates, higher click-through rates in their emails sent through those campaigns. Excuse me, it's air conditioned and I've been talking for a while now. So yeah, that's Converse. Another brand, fashion brand from Poland, Greenpoint. They wanted to use dynamic emails. They wanted to make beautiful targeted campaigns to re-engage customers who already have been inactive for a while, which is win-back campaigns. And they wanted to use customer behavior and purchase patterns to tackle into customers' liking. They wanted to use dynamic segments to reach specific groups and offer them the right content, the right products at the right time. And something happened to the slide. Oh no. Let's see. I apologize. I checked the I checked the presentation beforehand, and it was working beautifully. But you will have to take my word for granted. But they had some goals to achieve, and they actually found a way to achieve them. Okay, I can show you the numbers, but on a smaller scale, and I apologize for that, but the numbers are really good. They had higher open rates, click-through rates through those dynamic emails, automated dynamic emails, and definitely their email marketing numbers skyrocketed, and it brought them extra revenue at the period we were analyzing with them. Thank you so much for your time. If you feel like you want to dive even deeper and understand how CDP can boost your automation magic on your website, go either to www.salesmanager.com and check what's in there, or even there to click try for free and see how it can be of use for you. Thank you so much for your attention, and have a great rest of the day.